I'm Christine Johnson, lining up to say goodbye. Officers from across the country flocked to Long Island to pay their respects to an officer who gave his life in the line of duty. Officer Brian Moore was shot and killed over the weekend. And tonight, his wake is drawing crowds of mourners. CBS 2's Sonia Rincon is live at the funeral home in Bethpage tonight. Sonia.
Moore, they're saying goodbye too soon to a police officer who was young but had already been recognized several times for his hard work and dedication. Governor Cuomo says Officer Moore's story was a beautiful one of a man who wanted to be like his father, but says Moore at 25 was still just a kid. The line started forming in the morning, a powerful show of support from law enforcement and leaders. The community in mourning, dotted with blue ribbons and Officer Moore's picture.
To see a young man struck down at such an early age, he was just trying to do the right thing. His father was a police officer. He wanted to be a police officer like his dad.
Governor Cuomo says he spoke to Moore's retired sergeant father, knowing what it was like to want to follow in his own father's footsteps.
To the extent that can comfort a parent, what I would like to hear is, boy, your child must have really loved and respected you.
Janelle Crummy has lived next door to the Moore family for 20 years and paid respects.
Just really no words. I mean, what do you say? Just tremendous show of support is just amazing. I mean, we were talking to sheriffs from Louisiana. They came up.
The head of Nassau County's Police Officers Union asked all officers who could show up to be there to show support for the NYPD.
And more importantly, to the Moore family, to know that their family, which is centered around law enforcement, public service, knows that we're all behind them at this time.
Moore's commanding officer, Deputy Inspector Mike Coyle, said Moore was someone who could turn your day around if you were having a bad day.
For me personally, it's a tremendous loss, and for the men and women of the 105 precinct, we're all heartbroken today.
Earlier today at police headquarters at the annual ceremony adding the names of fallen officers to the memorial wall, a moment of silence was held for Moore, whose name will be added to the Hall of Heroes next year. And right now there is a break in the visiting hours. The second wake begins at 7 o'clock. Moore's funeral is tomorrow in Seaford, and an equally massive turnout is expected. And that's why schools in Farmingdale have actually closed for the day tomorrow to make it a little easier, a little less complicated for everyone who wants to pay respects. Live in Bethpage, Sonia Rincon, CBS 2 News.
Sonia, thank you. The wake for Officer Moore continues tonight at the Frederick J. Chappie and Sons Funeral Home located in Bethpage. Visitation from 7 until 9:30. And the funeral for Officer Moore will be held tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock at St. James Roman Catholic Church in Seaford.